Hello, this is Zeeg777 and welcome back. We are back. Welcome back to a brand new series, which I'm calling, for lack of a better name, Ars Nouveau. And this is, like I said, it is a new series with a few changes. First off, obviously you may notice, I have a new skin. So decided to kind of redo my skin from the wizard that I had before to hopefully a bit more personable with a more of a real face and kind of a more real outfit. So, new skin. So I wanted to talk about our new things that we are changing. So first off, we have a new recording schedule. So it's sort of, previous schedule wasn't really working for me for actually recording it in whenever I could find time. And now I actually have kind of a set time of when I'll be doing that, which is mornings before I go to work. Kind of a few things that this will change is that the recording may be a bit more, not random, but between clips it may be a day, maybe a couple days. So we're just going to kind of play it by ear and see how that turns out. I'm quite happy with it so far. With kind of, I've been doing a little bit of pre-recording here just to kind of see how things will go, and I'm liking it. Next up is we are on a server. So like I said, I'm just calling this Ars Nouveau because we are on the Ars Nouveau Discord server. What this will mean is that we are going to have people playing with us, may settle near some people, as well as have some more interactions, collaborative builds, that sort of thing, which I think will be adding a nice, fun new dimension to this. Changes and what is in the pack. So this is actually a very, very small pack. As you probably know, I'm a fan of kind of the smaller, more focused packs. The main things here is Ars Nouveau. I'm hoping to use that for most things in my builds. Otherwise, we also have Botania, Quark, Create, and various quality of life mods. Of course, JEI, there's a mini-map, all those sorts of things. We may add more as we go along, kind of depends on what the community on the server wants to do. My main plan with this is using, like I said, primarily Ars Nouveau for sorting things, sending things, manufacturing, production, everything. Automation will be doing through, hopefully, Ars Nouveau with a little bit of Botania and Create. Create is the only method we have for ore processing, besides just a basic smelt. So we're going to definitely have to get into that at some point. You can also notice this is a voiceover. We, unfortunately, because I am, very smart, I had my audio muted. No desktop audio, no mic audio, nothing. And so we're going to just kind of play this back over on top of it while we kind of just do a fast forward and skip through all the kind of grindy points at the beginning of walking around trying to find out where do we want to live. So the basic plan is I'm looking for a dark oak forest is sort of the ideal. I just love the dark green of the grass there. Hopefully build out, my plan's kind of a small town. One of the main things in Ars Nouveau that we have for automation and moving items is carbuncles, affectionately referred to as carbies. At some point in the future, probably in the next 1.17, they'll eventually be renamed, but for now they're carbuncles. And so the plan is that we will have a bunch of these little kind of squirrel thingies running around between our buildings and hopefully give the city and the town a little bit of kind of life by having more movement, more things running around, and it's just always fun seeing them running around doing processing for us. So I think with that, we are about ready. I think we can get into the actual footage of actual playing, and hope you enjoy. So it has been a couple hours and quite a lot of technical difficulties later. Turns out, yes, I did actually crash, and when I went through trying to fix that, I also noticed that apparently I haven't actually had audio on for the entire thing I've filmed so far. So that's fun. What we've done here is, you can see we've built up a little bit of a farm. I had to get all of my stuff again because I lost the NBT data, or not NBT, the player data. So yeah, lost all my stuff. That's okay. We can get it all again. And basically got myself a bucket, brought some water over here, got a little bit of a farm going, and also grabbed some sugarcane from just over here in the water. So that's all good. Next up, we got visited by Bailey, who gave us this interesting item, item.arsnouveau.debug. If I right click with it, we have a friend. This is a work in progress thing here. It is the familiar system, and what this little guy does here, he'll follow us around and gives us speed 2 until he dies. when it is eventually fully implemented, there'll be a proper like ritual system for creating him, and then you can just summon him from your book whenever, which is good because they die pretty easily. In fact, over here, if we just kind of hop up here, they currently still take damage in the source berries, even though the normal carbuncles do not. So yeah, he just kind of follows us around. Then the other thing I did a little bit off camera, I dug down to bedrock. But not only did I dig down to bedrock, but as it happens, right down here, there's some diamonds. I did already collect one, and I'm going to collect one more here. There might be a couple more, I'm not entirely sure. Haven't actually checked around here. But that would be our first, and I guess this is our second diamond. So, with that, we are going to go upstairs and we're going to craft a couple things. So while we did in fact lose all of our stuff, we however did get some iron before that and had stored it into some chests. So I've remade most of my tools here. You can see my iron axe and iron shovel are now pretty much broken. That's mostly from digging out this area as well as chopping down a few more trees. But that's okay because we're actually going to be getting rid of them in about 2 seconds here. We're going to get some paper and a book. Well, paper and leather to get a book. And we're going to combine all of these things. I made an extra pick here because it is handy to have an individual pickaxe on you, but it doesn't matter the damage on these. We can now get our spellbook. In crafting mode, if you press C, it'll open it up. And we're going to start off with just a simple touch break. And we're going to call you break. There we go. What this is then is basically an infinite durability iron pickaxe. So we can go back down here and we can continue our merry way digging things out. You'll notice that I don't have a whole lot of mana right now, so that's going to be a problem for a while. It says not enough source. But like I mentioned before, if we get these source berry rolls, eat them, they give us a mana regen, which basically lets it regen faster. So we can actually dig quite a lot here. And what I'm looking for at the moment is gold, because I need that for the next thing. And down here I did happen to find a skeleton spawner not too far from the ladder, so that's very useful. Unfortunately, I don't have any torches on me. So I'm just going to kill these guys real quick here. Grab, ooh, gold, perfect, that's exactly what I was looking for. And we'll come back for the rest of this. Thorns? Sure, why not? We were recently paid a visit by Zachris, who was talking to us on Discord here. And he came by and dropped off some gold ingots, bamboo, and cactus, which is extremely useful. Bamboo I'm just going to kind of place over here. I don't have too much of a plan for it at the moment. Move out of the way, please. Fine, you're stuck there now. And cactus I'm going to just place over here. But the gold, we have other plans for that. So the first thing I want to get done with the gold here is a crystallizer. It's pretty simple, real cheap, already have the materials. What this will do is automate getting us some source gems. So we're going to get ourselves a hopper, and it really doesn't matter where I put this for now. So I'm just going to put it right here. The reason for that is currently this is where I'm storing my source gems when I have them anyway. So for now, that's just going to automatically, I think every 15 minutes it'll produce one, if it's not getting any power. But as for getting power, we will deal with that next. Let's see if we have enough glass yet. Cooking up. Okay. And with this, we're going to make ourselves a source jar. I need arcane stone. There we go. This is basically it. In previous versions, it's called a mana jar. Now it's a source jar. Just sort of a rebranding. And we are going to put this over here for now. And next up, I need a source link. What these do is they generate power based off of what's happening around them. We're going to go with an agronomic source link because right now we're growing quite a bit of crops here. So we're going to just make this. Once again, I already had everything already built anyway. And we're just going to plop it over here. Now, previous versions, it need to be directly on top. I believe that's no longer the case, but I'm going to put it here anyway. And what that'll do is as this crop field is growing, including the cactus, it will slowly produce a little bit of power for us, which will then fill this up. And then we'll be able to use that for things such as making glyphs to be able to have different spells. And the last couple items I want to make real quick here: arcane core, enchanting apparatus, and a glyph press. Glyph press is what we'll use to make more spells, or at least the parts to make the spells. Enchanting apparatus and arcane core will get us some armor finally, by way of making some mage bloom seeds. So, I think I have everything on me already for this. Let's see, glyph press, I need a block of iron, so let's go ahead and do that. 1 block of iron. Make ourselves a glyph press. Enchanting apparatus. I think I have everything for that one. There we go. And an arcane core. And of course I'm missing an arcane stone for that one. So let's just make a couple more. And there we go, arcane core. Now I can't do much with this on its own. We still need some more pedestals. So I'm just going to use the rest of my gems for that. Which actually occurs to me was not a good idea because I needed those for something here. So let's make 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And with this we can get started. So we'll start by placing our arcane core down, apparatus on top, and pedestals around it. Now some people will put it in like a 3x3 formation. It doesn't actually need to be like that. It can be just anywhere around it. So for what we're doing, this will work. And we'll use our last few source gems and a seed. So let's go over here. Thank you. Grab ourselves a seed. Now for now I only have enough gems for one of these, but that's okay. We've got a lot of bone meal, so we can just grow it manually. So I'm going to go over here. It doesn't really matter where it is, as long as I wanted it within range of this, which is I think 13 block radius, so it should be just about everywhere. Let's go ahead and grab some bone meal out of our chest and get as much of this as we can. And we'll continue to farm this off camera as we can, but for now I got myself 19 of them, which is plenty for what I need. We still want to grow more of this later because it's used for more than just the individual robes here, primarily the blank parchments. These are used for spell scrolls as well as for warp scrolls, which will help us for getting around the server. So let's just go ahead and make all the different things here. We need some pants, we need a hat, and we need an armor chest. There we go. And now we finally have a little bit of armor, which should get us at least a little bit more protection. It will also, notably, this increases our mana by just wearing this, so it'll mean we can cast spells more often, as well as it'll regen a bit faster, which will definitely help as I'm trying to clear out all these trees still. And since I'm not always here to harvest this, and this only is giving me source when it is harvesting, what I can actually do with the cactus here is I can just turn it into a simple cactus farm, fully automated. I need a couple more glass panes up there, and we'll put our hopper down here to collect it. So this will just eventually fill up with our cactus, and in the meantime this guy here will keep getting power. So let's move our... I want a second source jar here, and what I'm going to do with that one actually... The light is going to go back right there. What I'm going to do with this one, I moved the crystallizer, and what I want to happen is it's going to first fill the closest one to the source link, and then it'll fill this jar as well. So if we just put our crystallizer next to it, that means this one will fill up, then once that is filled, it'll start filling this one, which will automatically turn into crystals. So let's go grab ourselves another hopper, and let's get that set up. So I let this cactus sit overnight, and we can see in here, we've built up almost 2 stacks of source gems, so that is awesome, and also this is now full, just as we planned. So what are we going to do with this? Well, there are 2 spells that I want to get going right away, and I shouldn't have run across my crops there. We're going to go over here, take 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 2 clay as well to get us some magic clay. Now I already made one of these off camera, which is my light spell, so now I can just go around and I can go boop, and this is the way I have it set up. It's currently invisible. You can change the colors of your spells. If you set it down to 1, 1, 1, then it's black, or in this case, invisible. So I can now replace all my torches with this throughout. You can kind of see, like there's one right here. It's slightly visible, but a lot cleaner looking than all the torches everywhere. But that's not what we're doing right now. Right now, we're going to go over here. We're going to make 2 new glyphs. The first one is going to be with a wing. That's from Wilden. They kind of spawn all around. One killed me earlier. Let's go over here. This is almost done. Boop. This is the glyph of leap. And we're not going to use that one on our own unless we have a feather as well to make a glyph of slow fall. So now what are we going to do with this? Well, we're going to learn it. And if we open up our spellbook, let's go to page 4. We're going to do self, and we're going to do leap and slow fall. And we're just going to call this leap because I'm creative. Now with this, we actually now have a primitive form of flight. In fact, if I had an elytra, this is pretty much all I would need. I'd just take off the slow fall. But yeah, we can now basically fly all around. It's not, the best. It's kind of slow until I can get an amplify in here as well. But it'll at least work. And then the slow fall, of course, will help for if we happen to fall down in here, so I don't die down here again. Whee! Splat. So, really useful early game. I'm actually, yeah, I am going to get a Amplify as well. Amplify is very similar, just a diamond in here as well. One of those and 2 more redstone. Gets that. Amplify is actually really useful for a lot of other things as well. We can use it then with our dig spell to be able to mine obsidian, which we can use to go to the Nether. Now, one thing to note is if we open up our spellbook here, the order of the glyphs that we put in here is very important. So you only have 10 slots, of course, and we want to amplify our leap. So in order to do that, we need to remove the slow fall, add in a few amplifies, and then add our slow fall back in. We don't want to amplify our slow falling. As far as I know, that doesn't do anything. We can extend the time on that if we wanted, but we want to amplify our leap so it'll launch us further. So now it'll actually send us quite a lot higher. And if we had enough glyphs learned and perhaps better armor or more improved mana regeneration, you can actually pretty much keep this up indefinitely. It's very useful for instance, the end when you're looking for Elytra or end cities. We actually came over here for a reason. This is Zacharus's base. I believe he's mostly underground. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't actually been over here before, so we're kind of going to see how this works. I'm assuming that this is something to get in. There's an end portal or another portal over there, which I might check out later. Enjoy the fall. Okay, how do I get in there? Aha! It says there's an opening at the beach. So the reason I'm coming over here, oh yes, right here, because I can see. The reason I'm coming over here is he has this little trading chest. Take something, leave something. I'm not picking it. He had asked me earlier for some sugarcane, so since I've been growing quite a bit of that, I'm just going to throw it in here. And he said I could have some leather from that. Take some lapis as well. Bamboo and feeble sugarcane farm. Ah, okay. So he needed some sugarcane. He didn't have too much of a field growing yet. So I'm going to get some leather and some lapis from him. That'll be useful for enchanting. In fact, I think that's what he's wanting all the sugarcane for as well. So we were given this treasure map here, and I'm going to go explore where it is. The reason why I was given it is because we have looter on here, each person basically gets their own treasure chest. So whether that's something found in a dungeon, or in this case, a sunken treasure. So we're going to go over here and we're going to find out if we can see. I think someone said that there is a Heart of the Ocean, or Heart of the Sea in it, so let's meet over there. Okay, so we are almost here. It's the little X on the map there, and I believe it should already be dug up, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find. I'm guessing there's going to be a big hole over here. And there we go. Awesome. And it is looter chest. Let's see what we got. Ooh, diamonds. I will definitely take those. Heart of the Sea, some TNT, and iron. All good things. So, back to base. Alright, well there's a couple more things I'd like to get done today. One of which is a real quick thing, making ourselves a backpack. This is from Quark, and it's currently configured, or it should have been configured to not use a Ravager hide. Let me double check that. Backpack. Ah, okay, so it looks like the config did get reset, so that does require Ravager hide. Cool. Alright, we're not doing that then. Let's throw these back into here, and we'll go with the next thing that I want to do, which is, we're on a server, right? So things move pretty quickly. We've got a lot of people online right now. I'm going to go to the Nether, and I believe Zacharus over here said he has another portal set up somewhere, and it turns out it goes straight into another fortress, which will be really helpful, because the next thing we need is we want to upgrade our robes, as well as get the next tier of spellbook, which is going to require some stuff from the Nether. So let's go over there and see if we can meet up with him. So back over here at Zacharus's base, he's got a skeleton spawner set up here. It's really just right inside his base too, so that's really nice. He's actually planning on building with bone blocks, I think he said, because he's getting so many. But we are going to use his Nether portal, come through here, and like I said, there should be another fortress right here. Oh, literally right here. Okay, good to know. And since these are all looter chests, we can go ahead and grab them as well. Where did I get all of these bows? Oh, from his base. Okay. Well, we're going to walk around, see if we can find a blaze spawner. There should be one around here somewhere, and when I find it, we will be right back. Well, we haven't found a spawner yet, but there was a blaze right over there. We found our first blaze rod. That's really helpful. I still hear more around here, so I think there's a spawner really close. Or at least another blaze really close. Let's hop up here. He may just be hanging out. Okay, he's just up here. Okay. I would like to not have to deal with you. And out of mana. Let's get out of here. Okay, cool. Let's see. So we have a little bit more mana regen. Because I was not expecting them to hit that hard. Kill you while we're at it. Okay, we're going to get back up there. We're going to find an actual blaze spawner that'll be a little bit easier to work with. And from there we can get more blaze rods and eventually upgrade our gear. And of course it wouldn't be a trip to the Nether and a Nether fortress if it wasn't for grabbing a bunch of Nether wart as well. I'm going to grab this. We are in a soul sand valley, so I'm not going to need to worry about taking that soul sand. But we'll collect as many of these as we can, leaving it for everyone else as well. Get ourselves some soul sand and try to find that blaze spawner still. Alright, so I did finally find the blaze spawner, and it turns out there's actually two right next to each other, which is really useful. Probably eventually set that up as an actual like spawner killer area thing. We do have create on here, so it is possible, I believe, to move them, assuming that create still lets you do that. So that's the thing we can do. But for now, I'm just going to sit here for a little bit and farm up some blaze rods. I've got 8, which is actually enough for my armor. I think I only need 6 for the armor. I think. Then I need 2 more for the book, and I want a couple more just so that I have them. So we're going to hang out here for a little bit and keep murdering these guys. So instead of camping the spawner, I've actually just been walking around and trying to get into wither skeletons as well. I actually managed to find 2 skulls so far without really even trying. So I'm hoping I can get a third. I don't need a wither right now, but it'll be nice to have materials just in case. Anyone down there? Nope. Just kind of walking back and forth, trying to let things respawn as I get further away. Keeping an eye out. Been going through a ton of food, actually. The blazes, of course, can hit you from pretty far away, so they are kind of a nuisance here. There we go, 25 blaze rods. I just need 1 more skeleton skull, and I think we're good to go home. And there we got it, our third skeleton skull. So with that, I think we can head home. I just need to find out where my portal is. Hello there. Thank you. Let's go find our portal, which should be nearby. I should have actually kept track better of where it was. It was in one of the hallways, and I know that they had the cobblestone around here. Thank you. So we're going to go find that, and we will head back to base. Alrighty, so we dropped off everything that we brought from the Nether, but we actually didn't get one thing, and that was because I ran out of inventory space, and that was soul sand. I don't actually need Nether wart at the moment, but of course it can't grow without having soul sand. So we're going to go ahead and run back there, pick up a couple stacks of that, and come back to base. Alright, so I forgot that I actually needed to have some quartz for the upgraded book, but we can at least get some upgraded armor here. So 5, 6 of those. So 2 mage bloom fiber plus a blaze powder gets us blaze fiber. So with that, I think that's enough, if memory serves. So I know we literally just made the other armor, but this can be much better. This will increase our mana, which will mean we'll be able to fly for longer, which is going to be extremely helpful. And with that, we can go get some nether quartz and upgrade our book as well. In fact, let me double check that. I need 3 diamonds, obsidian, I got obsidian already, block of quartz, and some blaze rods. So we will go get a mage's spellbook once we go get some quartz. And just a quick trip to Nether. Let's get ourselves some gold while we're at it, just because I seem to always be low on that, and it's kind of hard to find. But we should have enough now. I think I only needed 16 to get 4 blocks. I only need, I think, 2 blocks of quartz for this. I don't want to get too much of this because we want to come back later with some fortune. But for now, I think this last vein will be plenty for what we need. So I was going through and I was harvesting my crops as usual, and I noticed on the map an interesting face. So I went over to it and discovered a zombie villager. So I went ahead and cured him. He's now currently sitting in here. I've got a little thing over the top of him so he doesn't get hit by lightning, as well as a fence around him so that nothing can get in and get him. I also have a couple cows in a hole here and a couple chickens in a hole. I'll do something with these guys later, but for now they're just kind of being there. Anyway, we have all the materials we need. We can now upgrade our book. So let's go over here, real quick, couple clicks. Like I said, it's 3 diamonds, which I only have 4 right now, but that will hopefully change in the near future. So we now have our tier 2 book, and you can see it keeps all the same stuff I've got already. I've been learning just basically every glyph I can. be very helpful because each glyph will add mana regen and mana itself. So the more you get, then the more spells you can cast. So pretty useful there. With that, I still need to get a fortune glyph. Now that's going to be difficult. The way you get that, let's just look it up here. Fortune. A fortune glyph needs a rabbit's foot. Now rabbit's foots are notoriously difficult to find and are easiest to find in a desert. The problem is, yeah, I don't have a desert anywhere that I've found yet. So I'm going to need to find that at some point, or see if I can find someone else who also has found a rabbit's foot already. So I think we're going to call it for an episode here. I do apologize, we've been sort of all over the map today, and that is because, like I said, we are on a server, and so it's sort of hard keeping up with everything going on. We've got a lot of people who are popping up around us. Zachris is online at the moment. We also have a couple other guys around us here. Bailey's over in this area. But basically, everyone's kind of getting on their own times whenever they can. And so a lot of people are really far, a lot of people are barely anywhere. Yeah, so like I said, it's always interesting being on a server. But I think between episodes I'm going to be doing, if we look at the map here, you can kind of see a sort of an outline here. What I've done is I've gone through and made an outline through the forest so that I can go along with my shiny new fell tree spell and just chop down all the trees. My plan is that I do want this to actually have trees eventually again, but for now I need some room so I can actually get building. So we wanted to clear out a nice big area. We've got a lot of room to work with here. Kind of terraform it a little bit to make it level in certain places so we can put some buildings in, and in general get started on building a proper base. But for now, this has been Zeke777. Let's face this direction, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.